basketball's a game of runs, and the same way like we go on runs, they do as well. They're a great team. So I don't think it's defeating. I think obviously we know what a great shooter she is, and I think we just gave her too many easy ones. Obviously, she has great range, and her ability to get her shot off is really impressive, especially with missing some games. And so obviously on a personal level, I'm really happy to see her back out on the court, healthy, feeling good, because obviously it's important for them, but just for her, I'm happy she's back.
What kind of WNBA multiverse madness are we in right now? Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna just slammed the Caitlin Clark hype button like it's stuck on full blast. And honestly, it's louder than a New York subway at rush hour. These two didn't just show love. They went full-on superfan, leaving everyone wondering, wait, is there a secret Caitlin Clark fan club we missed? Buckle up, because this isn't your average basketball admiration. It's next-level fangirling with a twist that'll leave you doing double takes.
Talking about this crazy moment right here with Breanna Stewart and Caitlin Clark. Just saying, hey, clear the ways. I'm about to cash this thing. All right, so let's take a look at it, man, just in case some of y'all missed the game, man. Caitlin dribbling between the legs, step back. Look at the space. Look at the space, man. Look where she's at. Logo ready. Oh my goodness. Just pulls it. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And then give her a ooh. You thought she was young and made the way she oohed her like that.
Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart might have just delivered the biggest plot twist in WNBA history. One moment, they're suited up for what looks like a showdown, ready to lock Caitlin Clark down with tight switches and cold-blooded fadeaways. The next, they're in full-on fangirl mode, acting like Caitlin just surprise-dropped a Beyoncé album. And this isn't your casual nod of respect. We're talking full cheerleader vibes, like someone should have handed them pom-poms on the spot.
To the team after tonight's game on what you thought they needed to hear, I guess.
I mean, my message to the team was to keep your heads up. I mean, we are now 10 games into the season, and we have a long ways to go. But, you know, there was a few games early on where we kind of squeaked out wins. You know, we got away with some things, and we ended up with the win. And a loss is an opportunity for everyone to kind of look at themselves in the mirror and really focus and lock in on the things that we need to get better. And this is a long season, so to think that anybody's going to go undefeated throughout the entire thing is like impossible.
But here's the twist. It didn't feel staged, not for a second. This wasn't one of those cookie-cutter, we respect her game post-game cliches crafted by a PR team. This was raw, real, and full of vibe. Two of the NBA icons genuinely caught up in the rise of a rookie. Sabrina had that unmistakable spark in her eye, the kind that said, yeah, I could see myself tossing her alley-oops all day. And Breanna, was out there cracking up after Caitlin splashed a three right in her face, like it was open mic night, and Caitlin just dropped the punchline of the year.
I feel like we should talk about Caitlin Clark versus Ionescu more, because she was a dog coming out of college, and I kind of feel like she got overshadowed by Caitlin Clark coming out of college.
Yeah, Ionescu had 38 minutes, 34 points.
Yeah.
So
see, like I feel like that's the matchup that we should be talking about more.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark.
2 rebounds, 4 assists, though, so not as many rebounds and assists.
Let's talk about that moment. Caitlin pulls up from a zip code where shots should require a license, lets it rip, and boom, nothing but net. But instead of storming off or rolling her eyes in frustration, Breanna just breaks into a grin, like she just lost a friendly wager with the basketball gods. That little you got me laugh. Pure class. Not just sportsmanship. It was iconic. So smooth, it probably flosses between games.
Turns helps the Fever hand the defending champion Liberty their first loss of the season. Clark was excellent. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, had a couple of blocks. Erica, what stood out to you in her first game back?
For me, what stood out is that she emptied the tank. You know, I was on HQ earlier in the week talking about Paige Becker's, like, oh, you know, maybe she'll kind of, you know, slowly integrate in. We heard pre-game Caitlin Clark talking about that she doesn't believe in minutes restrictions. Both of these rookies today, after missing time, absolutely hit the ground running. Caitlin Clark, as we noted in the highlights, being able to just shoot at a ridiculous clip from distance, electrifying
It's hard not to root for players like that. You watch them for their skill, their dominance, their control of the game. Then they show you their character, and suddenly you're not just watching, you're invested. It's like you've got Breanna Stewart in your fantasy lineup and Sabrina Ionescu highlights saved in your favorites. Because in today's sports world, grace is rare. We're used to trash talk wrapped in TED talks and post-game shade posing as analysis. But Sabrina and Breanna, they stood there after a tough game and gave real, generous, unfiltered respect. Not because it was expected, but because it was earned. And it wasn't a good job rookie moment. It was genuine recognition from two of the game's greats. Legends don't hand out props for show. They give them when someone truly shakes the court. And in that moment, they said it loud and clear. You're the real deal.
On the call of yesterday's Liberty Fever game and joins us now on SportsCenter alongside her dogs in the background. Apparently they want to be in the interview as well. 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists for Caitlin Clark. This is after missing 5 games with a quad. What stood out most about Caitlin's performance yesterday?
What stood out most to me, Amina, was that Caitlin Clark, even being out for those 3 weeks, did something on the basketball court that I've never seen a player do in the WNBA, and that was that stretch that you were just talking about, that 38-second stretch where she came down and hit not just 3 threes, but 3 bomb threes. And she did it in a first quarter where the New York Liberty had an 11-point...
Sabrina, known for clutch shots and breaking ankles, gave a nod that said, "This one's different." Breanna, a walking trophy case, didn't need words. Her grin after Caitlin's 3 said everything. It's one thing to acknowledge a rising star. It's another to celebrate her in real time, with the game still going. That kind of respect doesn't lower the bar. It raises the game. It tells fans, she's legit, and we're better because she's here. If you weren't already a fan of Sabrina and Breanna, you probably looked them up right after. Because it wasn't just about skill, it was about grace. And in a world full of noise and rivalries, that kind of sportsmanship hits different.
Right now, Rebecca, tell me, what does Clark's return mean for the WNBA?
Well, I mean, it means a lot more people are paying attention once again. We know how much Caitlin drives ratings. We know how much Caitlin drives attention on the WNBA. And for her to come back and do it in that way was just ridiculous. I mean, I'm sitting there at the end of the first quarter when she had that 38-second stretch where she drained deep 3 after deep 3 after deep 3. I was just sitting there thinking, I've been around this league since 1997. I have never seen that in a WNBA game. Have we seen players go on runs? Of course we have, but not like that. Not where a couple of the three-pointers are from 30-plus feet. It was an exhibition by her. After being out for 19 days to recover from an injury, couple that with the other passes that she made and some of the other plays, it was just ridiculous.
The way they handled it was effortless. No drama, no ego, just quiet, confident respect from two players who've already cemented their legacies. Caitlin's 3 over Breanna wasn't just a shot, it was a moment. And Breanna's reaction, a laugh, not frustration. She got it. This is what the game is about, competing, respecting greatness, and loving every second of it. Sabrina? She looked energized, like she was watching the future unfold and cheering it on. That's the difference between legends and gatekeepers. She didn't shut the door. She held it open and made space. This kind of respect isn't common. In a world of cold shoulders and performative praise, moments like this move the game forward. They build bridges, not walls.
Today, we saw Caitlin have an unbelievable half. And a decent second half, in my opinion. Look, 6 assists. 6 assists, again, did turn the ball over a little bit, which wasn't the greatest half, but 7.6 assists. 4 boards is not a bad half. Like, that's 14-12 if she was on for that for the whole time. That's actually that's not bad at all, to be honest. That's really not bad.
You could see it on Caitlin's face, that moment of being accepted, not just as a player, but as a peer. That kind of recognition, especially from legends like Sabrina and Breanna, means everything. It's the silent gold medal, belonging. And it says just as much about them. True greatness isn't just about winning. It's about how you welcome the next wave. They didn't have to react with grace, but they did. No drama, just respect. Breanna laughed it off like Caitlin dropped a joke, and Sabrina had that look. Game respects game. For a moment, they weren't rivals. They were fans of a rookie shaking the league.
Gotta put it in perspective, right? These girls have been grinding to grow the game of basketball in the WNBA. They've been grinding to grow the sport to the world, the viewerships. They've been grinding for all of this. And then you have this girl that comes along from college and is an instant change. She's handed pretty much being the face of the league. There's going to be girls that are offended by that. And there's going to be girls that think she's got to earn it and she doesn't deserve this early. She's handled it great. I think she's performed last year. She's performing again this year. I think she's the rightful face.
Performance from Indiana overall. 20 bench points, I think, is one of the differentiators in this game for sure. And you've got to give some, I almost said stick taps. I'm in hockey mode now. You got to give some credit to Sydney Colson and Lexi Hall. I thought they executed very well in very key moments of the game to stunt what the New York Liberty were trying to do. And again, Caitlin Clark leading the way with 32 points. Just a fantastic return to play and exactly what Indiana, I'm sure, was hoping for.